two methods for you. Number one, this is from Eric Ho. It's a very quick meditative method that's very good to do perhaps prior to full meditation. And it's a very interesting one. I'm going to sit down whilst I tell you about this, and I'll try not to get the sun in your eyes. So, I've probably got the sun in my eyes now. So, this method involves sitting in the usual straight-backed position that you might adopt when meditating. And the idea is, it's called the flutter breathing technique, which you do for about a couple of minutes, but it's quite tricky. And it will get easier the more you practice it. But here we go, as an example. Get into a good relaxed state. And then you adopt the following breathing pattern. The idea is that you breathe 4 times every second. Now, I admit, whilst doing that, I probably look rather silly. But the great thing, of course, as you know from my other videos, is that I don't care. But I've definitely had some interesting effects from doing this. You do that for 2 minutes. Now, what you'll find is you'll get to a point when you're doing this and your brain will say you can't do it anymore. So you then just keep focusing on the breath, just like in all breathing methods. Keep focusing on the breath. So what you might do is you'll be doing the flutter breathing like that, and then you might have to go, take a sort of a big deep breath in order to continue doing the same flutter method. Anyway, you do that for 2 minutes. You then finish off just by kind of centering yourself. And by doing that, you might just perhaps take a couple more slow, deep breaths in. And then afterwards, you just feel the effect. Now for some, they will just simply state, of course, that the science, the physiology behind this is just purely a bit like the Wim Hof method, moving the oxygen around your body to the point where you're kind of close to that hypoxic state, which may well be the case. But for me, regardless of the physiology, you feel good. The idea is that you're moving your brain wave state from that beta or beta state, of which you can be in a low-level beta or high-level beta, into a theta state. So in other words, that state when your brain is more open to suggestion, it's more malleable, it's more relaxed. So the idea being that Eric will state that you can then, after you've done that short period of breathing, you then start to think about the things that you want in life. So again, it's very much a law of attraction focused thing. But either way, even if you don't think about the things that you want in your life, perhaps you just think about all the things that you have in your life that you're grateful for, that you're happy for. It definitely works and you feel good. And it's a great way to kickstart your day. So for me, I add it to my morning routine. I don't do it every day, but it definitely works. Now, method number 2. This one's from Joe Dispenza. Again, this is a great method to do prior to prior to meditation. And I think both Joe and Eric would state that there's no point meditating when your brain is in either a brain fog state, if you're thinking negatively, if you've got a lot of brain chatter, because actually there's no point meditating when you're already in that significantly low state. What you've got to do is actually get your brain in a better state before you then do meditation, because if you try meditation when you're in that state, you're simply just going to get more and more frustrated. So these two methods are really good for moving you into the right state in order to meditate. So here we go. This is the next one from Joe. And I think he might call it, I think this one probably derives from Kundalini Yoga. And that's another point, actually. A few people have mentioned and commented on my videos saying, oh, but surely that is just from such and such yoga. Surely that's something we've been doing for thousands of years in India. That might well be the case. And I don't think anybody's ever said that these ideas are unique. They're not. They're always just a plagiarized version of something else that's happened in the past. But who cares? If it works, do it. Anyway, so again, get yourself in the right position. Straight back, nice and relaxed. You can do this one laying down as well, of course. And it's all about getting those sensations and practicing these sensations that are internal, starting from the perineum. So the perineum, close to your part of your sexual organs. And perhaps the first idea is to try to feel what that's, you know, when you experience the pelvic floor and you can practice moving the pelvic floor, start doing that. And then once you've done that, start moving the lower abdomen, then the upper abdomen, and start to just, through those internal experiences, the internal feelings, start to see whether you can feel anything further up your body. Now, from Joe's perspective, and certainly from an Indian perspective, I say Indian, sorry, certainly from a yoga perspective, you've got the various chakras, chakra simply meaning, from what I understand, sphere or circle. But anyway, these are energy centers that are the major parts of the body. And the perineum is the lowest energy center, rising up. You've got the pituitary gland, you've got the pineal gland, and these are all the significant glands in the body and the muscles like the heart that produce significant amounts of energy. Anyway, once you are aware and can feel and get the sensation of those inner organs, what you do is, and this is quite tricky, it comes with practice, and I haven't been able to master this yet. As you breathe in, you do it slowly, and you start to feel those internal organs and tissues. So you start to feel the perineum internally, and if you can, clench it like you would your pelvic floor. So as you breathe in, clench, and as you continue breathing in, clench the lower abdomen, then the upper abdomen, and then just start to feel as if you're pushing energy up your body, or blood flow, whichever way you want to look at it. And the idea is that you just keep feeling this until you get to the top of your head, and then you should feel some kind of sensation. Morning. By clenching these muscles, what you're capable of doing is, in time, according to Joe, is you're pushing the cerebral fluid, which obviously, as we know, is this incredible fluid that runs up and down the spinal cord, that sends messages, etc., and carries a fair amount of energy. And you're moving that up the body to the brain and outwards. Again, it's all done in this one breath. You're breathing in, you're clenching the perineum, you're clenching the lower abdomen, then the upper abdomen, then you're feeling this energy flow and rise up to the top of your head. What you can do, and he suggests this, stick your finger in the top of your head and really press down and hold it there for a while, so that when you take your finger away, you can still feel the top of your head and the position of where the top of your head is, because you've got to imagine that when you're pushing this energy up. So you do that a couple of times, and then again, just sort of center yourself with a bit of relaxed breathing. And you should then be in a much better state in order to then meditate. So if nothing else, these are brilliant methods to get you in the right state in order to meditate. They definitely work. I'm going to be practicing more and more. My ramble over. Evolution of Dave signing off. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.